The NeverEnding Story is a 1984 English-language West German-American fantasy film co-written and directed by Wolfgang Petersen and Christopher Zarroli. It's based on the 1979 novel, The NeverEnding Story by Michael Ende. It stars Who Gives a Fuck? The film follows a boy who happens upon a magical book that tells of a young warrior who is given the task of stopping the Nothing, a dark force that's threatening to engulf the world of Fantasia. At the time of its release, it was the most expensive film produced outside of the United States or the Soviet Union. The film was the first in the NeverEnding film series. It adapts only the first half of the book and consequently does not convey the message of the title and as portrayed in the novel. Second half of the book was subsequently used as a rough basis for the second film, and the third film has an original plot not based on the book. The theme song was composed by Giorgio Moroder, with lyrics by Keith Forsey and performed by Christopher Hummel, who was once the singer of Kagajujugu, and Beth Anderson. It was released as a single in 1984. It peaked at number 4 on the UK singles chart and number 6 on the US Billboard Adult Contemporary chart. It performed well at the box office, grossing $100 million worldwide against a production budget of 60 million German dollars, so about $25 million at that time. Yeah. The film has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 80% based on reviews from 41 critics. The site's critical consensus reads, a magical journey about the power of a young boy's imagination to save a dying fantasy world. It remains a much-loved children's adventure. Metacritic gives the film 46 out of 100, and it says mixed or average reviews. Vincent Canby panned the film as a graceless, humorless fantasy for children. So he said, fuck him. That's not
Who cares what these people think? Everybody's here to listen to what we think. Right?
Brad, your opinion is very valuable to me and to the audience of, I don't know, how many subscribers we got now? About 400 million or something.
Again, I do appreciate our listenership because we are pointless. And we are confused.
Yeah, we're spreading like Omicron.
Oh, mate, just numbers doubling daily.
Woo!
Just we put we put an episode up, and servers crash. That's what happens. It's just servers outstanding. Thank you for your support and the money. I mean, it's
dump
just
trucks.
It's warms my cockles.
Yeah.
The amount of cash that we're able to burn through from people sending it in. Just absolute schmucks sending us money.
I want to assure people that we're wasting every dollar that comes in on prostitutes, drugs. We're living the dream for all of you. Like, we are just smashed out of our fucking brains 24/7.
So true.
Buying Lamborghinis and crashing them.
Just quality entertainment for two young men. We're living your best life for you. So please continue to give.
We're kicked out the wives and the girlfriends. We're not giving any money to the children. It's all just going on drugs and prostitutes. Trust us.
And quality microphones. Neither of us are holding our microphones in our hands right now. All microphone stands here, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'd just like to thank you idiots for giving us all your money, and it's getting wasted. Don't worry about it.
Losers. The NeverEnding Story.
Yeah, did we watch a film this week, did we?
We did watch a film. And I tell you, this is one of my. Remember when we used to own VHS tapes?
No.
In the good old days? No, it's a long time ago. I think it's called Video Home Shit. VHS. This was one of ours, mate. Me and my brother, when we were 6 and 69, dude. 6 and 9. This was on high repeat. My brother had the book, and the asshole won a prize that was in the competition in the back of the book, and that was the videotape. He bought a physical book from a store. It had a competition in the back page, and he filled out that. I think it was like name the fucking horse or something. Yep. And he wrote stuck in the mud Artex and sent it off. And I think the prize was the VHS. We'll have to ask him and find out. But yeah, he was famous from the back of this book. Won a prize.
I'd just like to say there was a story from Brad that actually had a beginning, a middle, and an end. I'm quite impressed.
I didn't think it had an end. I thought I just waffled off.
Well, you won a prize. There. Well, you put the end at the beginning, so there wasn't a lot of suspense.
Perfect. Yes.
It's bad storytelling.
True. I'm learning how to speak as an adult. But I love this film. I'm just straight out going to say it. For all its... if I hadn't seen it when I was a kid, would I still like it now? I guess I can't separate myself from childhood Brad, but I hadn't seen it in, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 years. And I got swept away again. It was even the dialogue and the sound effects and the music. My brain just went, you're 6 years old on a couch with some popcorn. It was just pure joy. So it was hard to be objective.
You were swept away to the fantasy land of Fantasia.
I was. And, when I was a kid, I wanted to be Atreyu. And I remember like unbuttoning my shirt to show off my smooth chest. And I wanted to have a claw mark. I wanted to have a claw mark across my chest because he got a claw mark from the fucking black dog thing.
Atreyu, I thought he was Atreyu's a bad motherfucker, isn't he?
Oh, he's a plainsman, hunts the purple buffalo. A hunter.
Oh, shit. You know he's meant to be green in the book?
I did not know that. My brother read the book. I didn't. Fuck reading. Looks like we got ourselves a reader.
Yeah.
Joy for me. I passed the torch to you. Had you any previous experience with this film?
I watched it like as a kid. I really loved the song. I remember like 10 years later being blown away because I always thought it was a chick singing it. Apparently that's a dude and a chick.
Dude. Yeah. Don't assume gender.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? I didn't ask his pronouns.
Cunt.
I try so hard to be woke. Anyway, the cunt turned out to be a dude. So,
that's his pronoun. You can refer to me as cunt.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I watched it as a kid, loved it, thought it was great. I've rewatched it a few times over the years. I've seen the sequels. I can't remember a thing that happens in them.
No, yeah.
I don't know if I've seen the third one, to be honest. I think I had Jack Black in the third one.
Well, I didn't even know there was a third one.
I was looking, Atreyu is played by Noah Hathaway. I didn't know. That was the little boy from Battlestar Galactica who had, remember the little robot bear friend that he had? That was him.
Yeah. Huh.
So stunning career. Apparently, he started in a few movies up till like 2016. He was in the movie Troll. Goodness me.
Yes.
And then now he owns a tattoo shop. So magical journey for Atreyu. Rewatching this, I gave up halfway through. I was just like, I enjoyed the beginning, and then I was just like, just can't fucking follow this shit. I got bored. About the point where they go to the gates and they got to walk through the statues shoot lasers out of their eyes. I just kind of drifted out, to be honest. Went along with it. Yeah, didn't hold my attention. Did I just kill you? Still alive? We'd just like to apologize for technical difficulties that we're experiencing. Brad was taking a lot of cocaine, fell off his desk, which I don't know what you were doing on the desk, and you broke your coccyx and your penis has been shredded in half. But he put sellotape on it and we're ready to continue tonight's exciting episode.
It's hard to talk with all this dick in my mouth.
It's never stopped you before, Brad.
Fucking talent.
Yeah, I got bored.
Pure talent. You got bored of my talents or of the film?
All of it. I'm impressed with the cock in your mouth, holding that thing together. Like that.
Fucking pat my head and rub my belly at the same time, mate.
Yeah.
And jerk a dick. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I got a little bit bored, but I've seen the film a million times when I was a kid, so I know what's going on. I went and read what happened in the original book, the synopsis and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
It does have a weak ending where it's just like all you got to do is say, give the princess a name.
Give a name, yeah.
And everything's fixed. Like it's a low effort on his part.
Did you even know what the name was when I was a kid? I never understood, because he opens up the window, give me a name, Bastion, please, right? And he runs up and he goes, I've got a name, man. And he smashes open the window and the storm's going, there's lightning, and he goes, and then it stops, right? I never knew what he yelled out, and no matter how many times I saw the film as a kid, no idea. And then somewhere along the lines,
I read tonight it's Moonchild.
Yeah, thanks for ruining my story. I actually had a fucking end to that one. The one time it's going somewhere. Spoiler alert. Dan ruined it.
Well, you asked me a question and I answered it. No, you don't really know how to tell stories, Brad.
I just don't know how to talk with a cunt like you.
Oh, my God.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Dick's in my mouth.
It's not really like, give me a name. Okay, Moonchild. It's not really like the most effort in the world. It's not like battling the dragon with a sword, is it? Like it's
no. And they say it's his mother's name, right? And you meet his dad at the start of the film, and they're living in a pretty like standard suburban house. And he's a standard suburban husband with a moustache. And fucking segue.
Gerald McCraney.
Yep, I'm gonna lose my train of thought here. But did you notice it's a single take when he comes into the kitchen and he's talking to Bastion about how he's got to man up, and he puts orange juice in the blender, and then he cracks 2 raw eggs. The scene does not cut away. He blends it up, and then he drinks that shit. It's just like, how the fuck do you drink raw eggs and stay in character? Maybe I'm not a man.
Men were men back then, not the piece of shit that we are today. I mean,
had a beautiful
they did difficult things.
Drank fucking eggs and killed his wife probably. But I just couldn't understand suburban dad, suburban house, plain kid, and his wife's called fucking Moonchild. I bet she was freaky.
Yeah, it sounds like they were freaky back in the day, and yeah.
And then Bastion, you got to sit down,
son. I've got to have a chat. I want you to give up on your dreams. Okay,
son.
Chat.
We've got to have a chat. Your mum Moonchild was at a hippie orgy. she was the sacrifice.
Yeah. We have no idea who the father is, and I've just been lumped with you all these years out of guilt. And quite frankly, I wish we never had you. God, you're a misery.
There were 8 of us going at her that night. None of us know who the father was. It was like just a fucking baseball pylon.
She was drugged and lying on the couch, and I said to my friends, let's give her a good falcoring.
Let's give her a big luck dragon.
Whoa. Then all the events of the film tie together and it all makes sense. We've just rewritten the movie, made it better.
Put it in here, nothing. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's going to envelop it all. Giant vagina hole.
Taking at everything.
The gaping nothing.
The never-ending glory hole.
The never-ending glory. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, so...
Where are we going? Yeah, poor
it's a
ending.
children's movie.
That. But I think they ended it at the right point because the second film, very unmemorable, some fucking talking birds, had Suicide DSV in it though. Sequest DSV, what was his name?
Oh, he killed himself too. Yeah.
Brandis. Jonathan Brandis.
That's right.
What a heartthrob. I think he hung himself in a closet, didn't he?
Yeah, funny, yeah.
Well, not funny. Funny, not funny.
Well, it's just funny that those things happen to people, but... So what happened to Bob Saget? Well, that's what people are here for. you hear about it?
An Arctic turn.
It's like he banged. We talked about it in another episode when we just heard Bob Saget died, and then we were like, I wonder what happened because there was no details. And then we found out he hit his head, but the family are hiding all the details. They won't release everything because they don't want everyone to know, obviously.
I didn't know there were more details. Poor old Bob Saget. I mean, look, if he was jerking it in the closet and he fell over, good on him.
Well,
he went out,
banged his head, and then just thought nothing of it. Decided to go to bed and died in his sleep. Was one story.
Okay, well, that's not as risque. It's nothing. There's nothing. No reason they would hide that. So there's more to it.
Okay, that story went nowhere.
It didn't. You did that.
You're rubbing off on me.
That was a never-ending story. Ah! Ouch.
I don't get it. Yeah, the effects aren't great. They're pretty shoddy, but then strangely enough, when I see the green screeny stuff and it's a bit of stop motion thrown in and all that sort of stuff, I just kind of feel nostalgic. Like that's how films are meant to look.
It doesn't take you out of the film. Yeah, I watched it going. I watched it. Falcor's looking badass. The Gamork, the black dog thing. That was so well done when it's talking to Atreyu in the cave at the end, but you didn't see that bit because you turned it off because you were bored.
No, I was watching it. I watched the whole thing through. I just kind of drifted while I was doing it,
Yeah, it's a pretty dreamily paced film. But
apparently, Gamork, I just want to stick this in before you go to crap. There was a robot dog. When he had a fight, when it scratches, it did scratch the actor's face. And they only did it on one take because it made a bit of a gouge on him. That was a real cut. And they thought it was too dangerous to try again. Carry on.
I don't know where I was going. I was talking about something. You cut me off. Lost my train of thought.
The dog looked cool. Had green eyes.
Now I'm just confused. Effects. Yeah, like the little the gnome guy that he meets before the Sphinx. He looked good, His wife, good characters. What else was in there? Oh, the rock biter. He was rad. The bat guy. It was all like legit. The turtle, the giant turtle, looked amazing. Mauler, the
turtle,
the ancient one.
I'm allergic to youth.
Yeah, when he was up on the tree and it's talking, I was like, holy shit. That's some top quality puppetry. That's like some Jabba the Hutt level stuff, right? And
can't beat Jabba the Hutt.
They killed the horse. Did you shed a tear for the horse? That's one of those like tragic, shocking, mind-altering scenes from childhood, right?
The thing is, you don't know who the horse is when it dies. Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh my god, the horse is dying. But as an adult, I'm like, there's no character development on this horse. What are they thinking? I can't feel emotions.
It's dead. Yeah, I guess you're right. I did think on the rewatch that it happened real fast. So I remember that being the big memorable takeaway was, oh fuck, the horse and the sadness. Oh, it's so sad. And then I watched it this time, and he's like, cool, you've been given a mission. Great. He rides the horse for a day, and they sort of have a snack with some carrots, and then it drowns. It's like, oh. But it was the music too. The music was pretty intense, man. Like,
yeah, the music's telling you to be sad, but you met this horse 2 seconds ago. It's should have come later in the film.
Yeah, maybe.
I would have more effect. Because the dog's chasing him as well, but doesn't really get anywhere near Atreyu until he happens to meet him later on, and then it doesn't explain what happened, but the dog's looking in a bad way, right? The wolf.
Yeah.
But apparently in the book, the townsfolk discover the wolf is working for the Nothing, so they chain it up. Well, the empress of that city chains it up, and they're starving it when Atreyu comes along.
See, that makes sense. Yeah. Maybe I need to read the book, but we'll never talk about this again.
I was reading the synopsis. The book sounds pretty good because it actually gets into... the film ends on the halfway point.
Yeah.
And Bastian goes on from there.
Bastian.
And his adventures, he eventually starts creating monsters to fight because he's killed them all. And every time he makes a wish to create these monsters to fight, he loses his memories of the real world. And it comes down to the end where I can only remember his name and his father. And he has to spend one more wish and forget his father to save himself at the end of the film. And the film actually ends up being a never-ending story and going in a loop and stuff. I was reading the synopsis before. It actually seems like a really cool story, and they kind of butchered the shit out of it.
Well, they had to find a basic thing. Could be too broad. It's like it's fucking Lord of the Rings. Maybe we should get Peter Jackson to do the never-ending story. If you're listening, Peter, if you're Googling yourself right now and you've had a Google alert, do the never-ending story.
Every chapter would be 3 hours long.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Made up shit and the most boring fucking crap on the planet.
Well, you get Atreyu's backstory from birth to death.
Apparently the Orin that Atreyu wears, Steven Spielberg owns that, and it's in his office on the wall now. Spielberg actually is a friend of the director, and he came in and helped re-edit the film and get it down and market it to make it a bit more palatable. So there's a chunk of crap cut out, apparently. So there was a few fight scenes they included that they cut out because they were technically too difficult at the time, and they just got edited into other parts of the film.
Yeah, right. It does have that. It does have that sort of Amblin Spielberg vibe, I think. Kind of the look and feel of it. Maybe that's just because of all the other, I'm lumping it in with all the other kid movies I watched, Goonies,
I think it's a fantasy film with those kinds of effects of that period of time in your life.
Yeah. It's true. But hey, I still enjoyed it. And, I've showed it to my kids. They enjoyed it. But the same, 2 generations, I don't know how it works. Generation later, they still love the first one. And then you try and watch the second one. And they're like, this is a pile of dog shit. Who's this Jonathan Brandis?
Is that the one that's got Born to Be Wild in it?
Oh, Christ. I don't know.
Or is
maybe
that the third one? Because I remember it's atrocious.
I have a recollection of the third one. I have Brandis and some bird. There's a bird person thing. That's it. Maybe Falcor's in it. I don't know.
Memorable.
There's a pirate ship. Fuck. I don't know.
Apparently there's a theme park in Munich where you can ride Falcor.
Yeah. I want to go there. Seems amazing. Is it the actual Falcor?
I don't know. There's a Falcor ride.
Good enough.
So that's all in Germany. A lot of it was shot in sound stages in Germany, and then the outdoor city stuff was shot in Canada.
Yeah, for all the Bastion stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, that could almost be like tacked on to the film, really. And what school allows a kid to turn up, get the attic key, and that motherfucker never goes home? He's late to
He
school. He
stole
gets
the
the
key.
key. He goes, no, it was just the key was like right by the door to the attic, right? He grabs it, opens the
Well, he
attic.
knew where it was, and he went
True.
in there.
Well, I thought it was just in like here's the key box to the attic. Anyway, he goes in there, and then he's reading his book. It's fine. School ends. He sort of pokes his head out, thinks about going home, but then doesn't. And then he's there into the night. Wouldn't his fucking egg-drinking dad come looking for him at school?
He was probably with a whore.
Well, yeah, good point. I mean, he was married to Moonchild, so maybe he was back at the...
Back then in the 80s, kids raised themselves.
That is true. That is true. Go and ride your bike, son. Come back at 6 a.m.
Dad, there's a pedo. I figure it out.
Just ignore him and he'll go away.
Just do what he wants. You might get some candy. Give me half. Yeah. That was parenting back then.
Son. Yeah.
We all got to do what we got to do. Your mother knew that.
Your mother took 8 of us at once, son. Now go to sleep.
She was a good broad.
She was the nothing.
What happened to Mum? Wow.
Wow. Woo, look at the time. Go to school.
She got AIDS, son.
Yeah.
Get a bit first.
Got AIDS.
Get a bit first. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you if you went into Video Sleazy and went to the for sale section and there was, it's the double packs and you saw a NeverEnding Story, what would you double feature this bad boy with?
Okay. Get ready. This is going to blow your mind.
Fuck.
Dark Crystal.
Ooh.
Oh, friend. Yeah.
Okay. Dark Crystal. Show you working. Show you working. Well, why?
The fantasy film of that time. This is Dark Crystal is the first film I ever saw on VHS. When my dad bought a VHS player. Dark Crystal was the first film we got, and I thought it was incredible. And
did it scare the shit out of you?
No, I just thought all that stuff was amazing. I never got frightened by stuff as a kid.
All right. Great.
The only film I ever had to leave when I was a kid because I got scared was Greystoke, Legend of Tarzan. The apes went mad and were attacking people. I was like, fuck this shit.
Fuck. Future episode. Was that Lambert? Christopher Lambert?
Christopher Lambert, yeah.
Fuck. Let's find that somewhere.
I've never seen the whole thing. I just got 10 minutes in and went, these monkeys are scary.
Yeah. All right. We get to fucking traumatize adult Daniel as well. Yes. We could go the easy road and just put fucking NeverEnding 2 in there, couldn't we? Just.
That's lazy. I refuse that one. You're not allowed to.
All right. I'll put Labyrinth in there then. The one that's double featured. Yeah, with Dark Crystal. I think Labyrinth, for sure. Get some fucking Bowie bulge in there.
You could do Debbie Does Dallas in honor of Moonchild.
Of the Nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Debbie
It's
does
different
Fantasia. Moonchild does Fantasia.
The childlike empress is like, why'd you name me after that whore?
Yeah.
She found out.
Yeah.
So, how many orgies out of 10 do you give this one?
Oh. Well, nostalgia's going to give it a couple of extra points, of course. So I'd give it purely for the joy I got, I'm going to give it an 8, mate. I'm going to give it 8 fingers and Moonchild.
Oh, I forgot a bit. So IMDb.
It's too late.
Someone gave it a 10. Drop dead gorgeous! Exclamation mark. Someone gave it a 7. Memorable creatures and fantastical adventures. Someone said 6. Grows weaker with age. Really for kids only. And someone said 5. First hour is fun, but then it never seems to end.
Yeah. Well, it's the title. It's in the title. What do you expect?
Yeah, I'd say 8 for kids and 5 for adults, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, all right.
5 or 4. I agree with that last review. First hour is fun, but then blah. Yeah.
No, see, I enjoyed it all the way through. I was like, oh yeah, great. I mean, look, I'll admit, I was looking forward to whatever the next show I was going to watch was. By the time I got to the end of this, because I knew where it was going. It's a film you've seen. But no, man, I enjoyed the ride. It was good times.
Oh,
well. Top 10, but good. Yeah. See you next time, Moonchilds.
Moonchild.
Moonchild's so good. You're going to love it.